Hello and welcome to another Q's Views video. Now today we're going to be continuing our monster book series with none other than the Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition Dark Sun Creature Catalog. Now this was a book that I received actually as a gift from a good buddy of mine, and it's got some pretty cool monsters in it that are specific for the Dark Sun campaign. However, I have been able to use many of these creatures outside of the Dark Sun campaign because they're just so much fun to use. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get started. Take a look at some of these creatures and monsters and discuss a little bit about each one. All right, the Dark Sun Creature Catalog. All right, and straight away into the table of contents, we get a nice piece of artwork for a pretty cool looking creature. And as always, we'll take a quick look at the credits, most specifically the artists involved. Chapter 1, Creatures of Athos. Now, we start off with this really cool piece of artwork. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing. You can read it if you want to, if you have this book, or if you can zoom in, you can read it. Now I'm going to go ahead and read the first paragraph of this section real quick. If you can have a way to enlarge this, or if you can see it clearly on your screen, feel free to go ahead and read it for yourself if you would like. Life in Athos is a harrowing experience. The land abounds with perilous hazards and deadly monsters. In Spartan gladiatorial arenas, the contenders battle armored Braxits and hardened moles that are intent on eviscerating them for the crowd's pleasure. In the Merciless Wastes, Belgoi draw adventurers to their doom, or savage humanoid tribes of Gith or Halflings hunt travelers for pleasure, loot, and even food. And in the Sea of Silt, giants guard their borders against any trespassers who manage to survive the constricting tentacles of the Silt horrors. All right, and here we have our basic statistical information that is to be used for all the creatures. Of course, based off the 4th edition rules and whatnot. And we'll go ahead and dive into the creatures straight away. And here we have the Aarakocra. Now here we have some different variations of the Aarakocra. Some pretty cool artwork to go along with it. The Anakor. And let me know which of these creatures, if you have used this book, you have indeed used in campaigns. Which creatures have you avoided? And if so, why? Or if there's creatures that you're basically your go-to for the Dark Sun campaign world. Or maybe you're like me and you like some of these creatures so much that you've actually imported them into other campaigns where you feel that they might actually work or serve a good purpose for the story. Or as a different sort of a challenge for the adventurers, just so they're not constantly wandering into the same creatures over and over again. I think pretty cool how we have these hunter cactus. I always thought that was a really cool piece of artwork there. And that's definitely not something I'd want to run into. Same with all these other creatures. The Cathrang and the Cylops. This is another pretty cool piece of artwork here with the cloud rays. I always thought that was really cool. Various kinds of dinosaur-style lizards. Dragon of Tyr. And right away we have a creature that will decimate parties if not careful. Dragonborn. Drakes. Fire drakes. We have our water drake. Of course, all your various elemental drakes, including air and earth. And then another crazy creature here with the Dune Reaper. Dwarves. Always an integral part of any D&D adventure. And it's always cool, in my opinion, same with the Eladrin, that each campaign world has their own variation of these very iconic character races, and it's always cool to see the different variations and the different types. For me, that just adds an extra layer of depth and textures to the world, and gives other ways to create differences between not only players of different races, but even within the same core race. I always think that was pretty cool. Of course, killer artwork. We've got giants, beast giants, shadow giants, beast titans. It's very cool stuff. Of course, we see some more Gith. Gith have been around for the game since very early on. Here we have some more elemental based golems, such as the salt golem and the dune golem and the obsidian golem. Goliath half giants. Oh, I almost passed one up. The Goliath King's Guard. Pretty cool. Of course, halflings. For me, halflings have always been a pretty integral part of a D&D adventure. Love them or hate them, they're there. Same with humans. All right, here we have some more artwork and some more different variations of the human. Human Templar of Tyr, Human Defiler. Some more really cool stuff. Really cool artwork. Very cool creatures, such as the Jakar and the Kank. Now, this picture of the Kank here, I thought that was pretty cool. This picture to me has always reminded me of something that that Ian McCaig, or one of the early Star Wars artists, would have drawn, such as Ralph McQuarrie. Some more really cool creatures and really cool artwork. The Megapede and the Makilot. Have you used any of these creatures in a campaign? And if so, how did you use them? How are they utilized in your campaign? And what brought about the need to use them, or the want to use them? What was it about your campaign that helped the creatures of this book work in it so well, if you indeed use these creatures? Here we have the Surlon. I think that's how you pronounce it. War Worm. I always thought that was a cool looking creature. The Rampager, the Sandbride. I always thought that was a pretty sexy and sultry picture we have here. I like it. The Silkworm. Pretty interesting looking creature we have here for sure. The Silt Horror. You know, one of my favorite pieces of artwork is still yet to come up, but I think it works quite well. This always looks pretty cool. This kind of reminds me of if in Star Wars, talking about Star Wars again, if the Sarlacc pit could come alive and come out of the ground, that's what it might look like, except for like the bulb leaves that they added later in the CG version. Silt Runner, the Darter, the Inciter, excuse me, I almost said that wrong. And here we have various spiders. Pretty cool looking artwork. Again, I think the artwork in all of these books has been pretty top notch. Did a great job with the art with 4th edition, in my opinion. I know in the 5th edition they did away with a lot of the picture borders. Just kind of let the picture just kind of run onto the page however they do. Kind of like what they did here with the 3 Kreen, but a little more exaggerated. We'll see that more as we get into those books, because we still have all of those coming in this series. And I like the different art styles. Like, you can tell this is a completely different art style here than here. So, you know, different artists were working in tandem to bring these books and these different creatures and monsters to life. Just like with the zombies here. I love zombies, and I love using zombies every chance I get. I would have never thought to come up with like a salt zombie or a black reaver or anything like that. The feasting zombie. pretty cool. Personages of Athos. So here we have our higher ranking and higher level and more powerful characters and NPCs of higher power and their underlings. Abalak Ray, I think that's how you pronounce that. Pretty cool stuff. Andropinis, at least I think that's how you say that. Andropinis. Sorcerer King, level 25, elite controller, leader. So definitely something you don't want to take on with an unprepared party. High Praetor, Legionnaire Vestige. Just some really cool stuff. Dragoth, another Sorcerer King, level 30 solo controller. Yeah, just Absalom. Hamanu, level 27. Lion of the Desert. Just some really cool stuff. Just some really cool additional things that they added so you could have, you know, not only some great stuff for your low levels and your entry level players, but you have some really high level stuff in here too. So lots of nice challenging creatures and beings and NPCs for your entire party regardless of level. You know, we have Nibene, I think that's how you pronounce that. I've never used this in a campaign. Level 29 elite controller. Sorcerer King, that's pretty cool. For those who really want to get deep into the story and the lore regarding these particular NPCs within Dark Sun, they've provided all this, and I think it's really good. Zeberon, the Iron Rider. And then we have something that's pretty cool and unique to this book with the encounter options. Also a really, really cool piece of artwork. And now we're getting to one of my favorite portions of the book, which is customizing monsters. And here I have a really cool picture of the silt shark attacking this poor soul that's stuck in the sand. Yeah, that's terrible. He's about to become a snack. Here we have monster themes, arena bred monsters. So these are monsters and creatures that are specifically developed for the arena, for the gladiatorial battles that take place. And I think it's really cool that they went to this depth to not only create these particular arena style monsters, creatures that are bred completely for the combat, but they went in depth on how to use them, and how to incorporate the use of them and this particular aspect of Dark Sun or an Athos in a campaign. I think they did a really great job. You know, for me, as many aspects as you can have in a game and different ways to play it, you know, different aspects of the gameplay or storylines or whatever, the better. You know, and when you get so much extra, especially in a creature book, you know, it takes you far beyond the creatures, but also the usage of the creatures. And here, of course, so we have our monsters by level, which, of course, replaced monsters by challenge rating for the 4th edition. Well, there you have it, the Dark Sun Creature Catalog. Battle savage desert monsters. Born of a world scarred by ancient sorcery, the creatures of Athos are legendary for their ferocity, power, and psionic talents. The deserts are merciless, and so are the monsters that roam the burning sands. This Dungeons & Dragons game supplement features monsters usable in the Dark Sun campaign setting or any Dungeons & Dragons campaign world. It unleashes a horde of new monsters drawn from the harsh wastelands and desolate deserts of Athos, including monsters appropriate for all levels of play. Challenge your players with marauders such as the Braxits and the Silt Runners, psionic predators such as Id Fiends, Siltworms, and Tembos, or creatures of defiling sorcery such as the dragon and the corrupt sorcerer kings. The world of Athos is home to a unique ecology of fierce desert beasts, and now they belong to your own game world too. Alright, so there you go, the Dungeons & Dragons Dark Sun Creature Catalog. I want to say to every single one of you, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your comments, for your thumbs ups, for your shares. Anything you can do to help this channel, I greatly appreciate it. Feel free as well to check out the description where you will see links to my other YouTube channels and content on other various platforms. And I look forward to seeing you there. Again, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, take care of each other. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.